On a beautiful, beautiful Thursday. I'm first warning meteorologist Eric Burris. This is Coffee Talk. You've made it to probably the coolest part of the internet. Seriously, everything else is just a bunch of politics garbage or, stuff you don't want your kids to see. But here we are, sipping coffee or coffee-flavored protein shakes, and we are enjoying the day. And let me tell you something, we are starting off beautifully. Look outside. This is our tower cam network from Cocoa looking over toward Merritt Island. We do have some high, thin clouds kind of debrising up the sky just a little bit, but really and truly, it's beautiful. And it's not just there. It's across all of Central Florida. So hopefully you're going to have a great day. We're going to do our best to make sure you know everything you need to know in the weather department for the day and, beyond. Hopefully we'll be able to cheer you up if you're not having a great morning, because the idea is you get one shot at it. Let's make it a great day. All right, let's talk about temperatures across town. It feels outstanding once again. It's noticeably milder, at least in the city. So it's 70 in Orlando. What is it at my house? Sitting outside, the weather station at my house is just a couple of feet away. Let's see. So it is, it's 63 right now. Okay, so it's 63 at my house. It was 60 at this point yesterday. So a couple of notches milder. That's okay. Elsewhere around town, 62 right now in Ocala. We're at 66 degrees in Daytona Beach. Though notice that onshore wind, it'll get you every time. My friends in Brevard County, you're starting at 77 in Melbourne. It's 74 degrees in Palm Bay. So not a bad start to the day at all. But yes, the temperatures... they're just a little bit milder. Lauren, good morning to you. Annette, how are you? Good morning. David, Tina, Linda, good morning. I hope everybody's having a great start to the day. I think it's going to be a great day. Let's just check in to make sure. First warning Doppler Radar, if I can find it. Where's the button? I know you're out there somewhere. There you are. All right, let's take a look. First warning, Doppler Radar. Quiet across town. The only thing we were tracking yesterday on this thing was a big fire that was putting smoke from Bithlow all the way over to Waterford Lakes and even into, the metro area. I could see it off in the distance. I could even smell a little bit of it yesterday. Thankfully, it wasn't a big contender in the overall picture. So temperatures this morning. How does it compare to yesterday morning? Of course, that's an easy way to take a look at things. Running 2, 4, 6 degrees warmer across most of town. New Smyrna Beach, you're kind of in the same ballpark. But the good news is it's another very comfortable start. By the afternoon, those temperatures are going to get into a toasty register. 84 degrees by 1 o'clock. So lunchtime is like 80 to 83. We'll do 84 to like 86 through the afternoon. 87 is going to be our high in the city, and then we'll start to drop off. Notice partly cloudy skies, nice dry conditions, and that continues right on through sunset tonight. So things are indeed looking very, very nice, right? Owen, good morning. What kind of weather station do I have? I have a Weather Flow Tempest. I do not get paid by them to endorse it. I paid for it, full price, and I will say I love it. It's maybe the best weather station that I've found on the market. And a lot of my friends are, a lot of my colleagues, I should say, in the weather world also have it and love it. So definitely suggest that. Sonia, good morning. Addie and I are watching you from the drop-off line at school. Good morning, Addie. I hope you're having a great start to the day. Arnett, how are you? Good morning. Juan, good morning to you. Good morning. Listening in the car today, so forgive me if I don't respond. Be safe. That's the bottom line. You can listen. Listen, if this is entertaining enough that you want to listen while you're driving, I appreciate that. I also have a suggestion, Dave Matthews Band, if you want to listen to something that's not me, that's more entertaining perhaps. Nita, Jessica, good morning. Kenneth, how are you? Champagne David, good morning. Love y'all. When can we start camping? Need some refresh. So, Anna, let's take a look, because the 7-day forecast is not going to be necessarily what you would like if your mindset is, I'd like to start camping. Let's take a look at it, okay? First off, I want you to notice on the 7-day forecast that the morning temperatures do start coming up a little bit. I also want you to notice that they don't get too bad. The afternoons are also getting warmer, but they're not getting too bad. So we're beginning a transition. Yes, we are now running above average, both in the mornings and in the afternoons, at least in the metro area, but it's not summer. So with weather the way that it is right now, we're not going to be changing all that much over the next couple of days in the mornings. Is that camping weather? I think so. That's a very subjective thing, right? But I'm sitting outside because I would think that it's a crime to do coffee talk inside. Wait, I'm sitting outside because it would be a crime to do coffee talk inside. So, does that make any bloody sense? So, I would be camping. Maybe that's just me. But I do also want to point out, if we look at my calendar, and I know that maybe, you would think that I'm making all of this stuff up. But if we look at my calendar, so today is the 21st. If we look at my calendar, what did I have in there for tomorrow? That is, I added that for Friday, October 22nd. What's the headline? Warm up, right? Warm up. Added at the bottom, 10-12. So that means that about 9 days ago, we were already seeing the tea leaves, reading the tea leaves on the BSR, that there was going to be a warm-up, and that's exactly what's playing out. The BSR is a great tool for us this time of year to kind of pick out some trends and things like that. It doesn't get everything, but it gives us at least a little bit of an idea of what's to come. And so, yeah, there's your warm-up. We are back to above average temperatures, but fall style, which means these morning lows do not look bad at all, right? It really isn't a bad setup. So what's going on atmospherically, right? So first off, let's just take a look. We're kind of stuck in this pattern, which is not a bad pattern to be stuck in, but right now it's sunny, it's warm, it's beautiful. There's a cold front that's going to be trying to march in our direction, but as it does so, it starts losing that oomph. It starts losing that cooler, drier air, driving it in. So it does get here. It will bring us a few showers, but it's not going to be the kind of cold front that really changes our entire weather picture out, okay? So the muggy meter through this weekend continues to go up. Pleasant, very comfortable now. Tomorrow, still very comfortable. And we stay comfortable through the weekend, but it's, we're not great. Now by Sunday, notice the muggy meter showing comfy, but the dew point temperature is 68, okay? What's the next step on the muggy meter? Give me a second. 68 is our Sunday dew point. 69 is the last bit of comfy. Then we start getting into humid. So Sunday, these next few mornings are going to get less and less incredible. We're going to be starting to get into humid territory. Now, I don't know that we are going to be getting into steamy or miserable territory. Thank goodness. But I think by Monday, we're probably going to get back into a humid air mass, okay? So for what it's worth, that's what we're looking at. But the weekend forecast as a whole is not looking bad at all. Highs in the upper 80s, morning lows running in the 60s to the lower 70s. The humidity, though, is tiptoeing up little by little by little. So, yeah, just keep that in mind. All right, other questions. Let's see here. Linda says, 2-year-old great-granddaughter taking swimming lessons. Very cool. Justice. Eric, you look amazing. Thank you. I appreciate that so much. You're the best morning show, Eric, in the weather. Thank you, David. I appreciate that, buddy. Thank you. Ashley, good morning, everyone. Good morning, Eric. Ashley, good morning to you. Justice. Eric, you look amazing. Thank you, guys, so much. Eli says, OMG, I'm late. It's okay. First off, A, better late than never, but B, real life is much more important than coffee talk. That's just the way that it goes. Mark, thank you, buddy. Appreciate it. Yeah, Frank, pool heater, indeed. Deanna says, I would definitely camp in this weather. I agree. It still feels good. Let's see here. Other comments. When will the dew point stop racing the humidity for highest reading? That's what I call wear my lungs weather. Yeah, I mean, it's, we just have to transition into that fall pattern, and we're getting there little by little by little. Eric, good morning to you, buddy. Appreciate it. Tiffany says, sorry I'm late. Tiffany, real life. Seriously, real life is much more important, which is why we have to talk about the nights, because If I didn't have kids and, priorities, I would be at every single game. Maybe you're going to this game. If you're not and you can, you should go. Let's cheer on the Knights, man. Memphis is coming to town. That's going to be a really fun game. They have an explosive offense. Forecast for tailgating. It's Friday game. Forecast for tailgating looking good. It's going to be warm. Then as we push to sunset and kickoff, things are going to be looking better. So go Knights. Charge on. Looks like a great forecast, my friends. Really and truly. Carolyn says nothing is more important than the weather. I appreciate that. I would say nothing impacts all of us more than the weather, but I mean, I would say like family and all that stuff's probably a little more important. Cheryl says Mount Dora craft show this weekend. We'll have to get a forecast together for it. Looks nice though. Did the idea change for hurricane seasons because there was no more storms to hit the USA? I think out of all of the storms that impacted the United States, I would say it's something like 78% is what we called for in our LRC forecast. I would say that, we expected a busy season. We got a busy season. So I think the forecast was right on. It's not done and over with yet. The LRC is indicating things. Computer models are even indicating things. So we'll have to watch and see. Linda says, I saw the side-by-side picture of you before and now, wow, you lost a whole person. I know. It's crazy. Thank you for the kind words. Yeah, it's pretty wild when you look at the direct adjustments. It's like my this was, it's like this and then my arm, and then like imagine all the other unmentionable areas where it's just like, oh, what is happening? But I'm grateful. I'm grateful for the way I look, and I feel grateful as well. I really do feel great. I mean, I feel grateful, but I feel great. So thank you very much. If I didn't have other responsibilities, I would be heading to the Magic Kingdom today. That also looks pretty good. Looks like a very nice forecast. Dad's in the room. Good morning. I have black lung from growing up by a plant. I can handle high humidity. Not that nasty dew point. Worst summer for me. Robin, I'm sorry to see that. Goodness gracious. I'm sorry about that. Jeannie's asking, when does the drive-thru return again? Yes. If you're not familiar with the Coffee Talk drive-thru, in the quiet season, I would say December is when it really gets going. Maybe late November, but certainly into December. The Coffee Talk drive-thru, what is that? So during the week, we do our normal stuff, but on Fridays, we get to interview one of us, and it's so much fun. Yeah. We get to do the Coffee Talk drive-thru. You get to put your name in. I don't sell your information. It goes in a Google form, and then I delete it at the end of every week. But we get to chat, and we get to meet each other, and that's what I love. You get to meet one of us, one of our little Coffee Talk crew. So every Friday it's like during the non-hurricane season, that's when we really get it going. So yeah, that's when we get it going. Is the quiet season in weather. So we're entering there, so it's right around the corner. Yeah, the Coffee Talk drive-thru. It's so much fun. It really is. Anna says, feel great is more important than you are. Thanks for your morning. Oh, thank you very much. Building some muscle will fill in your skin. Yeah, I need to start working on that for sure. Yeah. That's cool. I must have been in Portland for the drive-thrus. Yeah, well, and it's a thing we started last year, and I didn't know how it was going to go. And it's like, you know what? It's kind of perfect. I think it's kind of a wonderful way to chat with each other. But that's just me. I kind of love. While we're just entering it up, I'll put up the 7-day, by the way. But I kind of love it. I liked it way more than I thought I would. Hold on, I loaded the wrong 7-day. Oh, for goodness sake, come on. Yep, I know. Come on, you putz. You're annoying me this morning. I'm a Mac guy, so like Windows, anything just annoys me. There we go. Thank you, Windows. All right. Anyway, so that's while we're just entering it up, that's the 7-day forecast. Robin says, hey, you brighten my days to get my transplanting done in my garden. Very cool. Nicole, thankful for the weather. Helps after going to get gas and seeing those prices. I know. Cost me almost $50 to fill up the other day. It's like, good gravy. Arnett, how many years have we been doing Coffee Talk? Is it 5 years? It was Matthew, so it was 18, 19, 20, 21. When was Matthew? I think it's 5 years, 4 years, 5 years, something like that. Carolyn's asking, who did the drive-thru last year? Who didn't? I feel like we got 20, 30 people. We do it every week. Once a week, it's a new guest that comes through the drive-thru. So it's super fun. It is super fun. Yeah. So it's, the way I look at it is it kind of just gives us something fun to do when the weather is quieter. Because at the end of the day, I consider my job of informing you of the weather my first priority. But when the weather gets quieter and, and we can kind of take it a little easier, it's perfect. And I love it. So there's that. Eric says, drive-thru was fun getting to know the Coffee Talkers team. And I'll tell you again, Mondays, I think we usually put the post up, and then you can put your name in. And then we also do questions where you can ask questions, but I randomly choose the name. It's not anything that's pre-adjusted. I use a randomizer to pick the name, and it's a lot of fun. I need good news for Florida weather. State championship on Lake O Saturday and Sunday. Yeah, I mean, the weather should be pretty nice. Yeah. Becca says, having a stressful morning with the kids, but they are in school now, and I can enjoy my Facebook husband. I feel better now. Hello, beautiful. This morning was a little stressful with ours as well. I get that vibe. Good gravy. I swear, but by the time that my kids are grown up, I'm going to be completely white-haired or bald. These kids are, I noticed, my chest hair go from not gray to, whoa, it's going gray awful quick. And I'm going to attribute that to my children. Let's see, I woke up this morning with Alexander once. It was like 4:30. Yesterday it was like 2 or 3 times. Yeah, like 4 or 4:30 in the morning. It's like, buddy, you got to go to sleep please a little bit longer. I'm not doing the morning show today. Let me get a little more sleep. Oh, man, just a little. Michelle says Matthew was 2016. So since then, so 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, almost 22. Yeah, so 5 years. Yeah. Let's see here. Catching up in the comments. Would you please post a 10-day? I want to have a yard sale before Halloween. Well, we don't do 10-day forecasts, at least in a graphical form, but we do review and look at models and all that fun stuff. So, yeah. Do we know if it's a Bones Day yet? I'm betting a no Bones Day. What is a Bones Day versus a no Bones Day? Michael, Resort Ears, Twitter chat is dead. I've been writing stuff for 10 minutes. Also, I can't wait for drive-thru. It'd be awesome to talk to you about being an Amtrak conductor. It'd be fun to talk to you about it and learn about it. I don't know. I guess I haven't seen anybody mention anything on Twitter chat. I haven't seen any of the comments. I don't know why it wouldn't work. I want sweater weather, please. Listen, I feel like this is almost sweater weather this morning. As long as you haven't pulled your hair out. Yeah, there you go. Becca says kids will get you gray hair. That's the way I feel about it. My fiance drives 90 miles a day for her work commute, Dan says. And I drive 6. I also drive a company vehicle on average 150 miles a day. So thankfully, I don't pay for my work fuel bill. Yeah, I get that. Ashley, my 23-weeker preemie is a month old today. He is surviving and makes today a beautiful day. Ashley, from another preemie parent, I had a 33-weeker. Your 23-weeker is going to be stronger because of this experience, and God, you will be stronger. If there's anything you need, please, Ashley, reach out to me from one NICU parent to another, okay? Please, sending nothing but the absolute best to you and your family. Seriously, sending all the love I possibly can for a speedy process. We spent a month in the NICU, so I know, and we were in West Palm's NICU too. We were out of town, so sending every bit of love I possibly can to you. Sending every bit of love I possibly can to you and your entire family. Will you color your chest hair? No. When we have kiddos, seems like we love chaos, and then in the end, we cannot live without them. I couldn't do it without them, but yes, I know what you mean. No bones? What are we talking about? Bones Days? What is that? I've never heard of that before. All right, let's talk a little bit about the tropics. Still quiet, not really watching anything out there right now. The next 5 days' time are going to be quiet. I do want to point out, though, that it's not going to stay that way. So, yeah. Noodles the Pug on TikTok. He was on the Today Show yesterday morning. He's 13, and if he stands, it's a Bones Day. If no, it's a no Bones Day. He's very popular. Oh, you Gewalt. So we're talking about a TikTok dog, and that's a Bones Day or a no Bones Day. I have decided I have become, at 37 years old, a curmudge. Like, I am the curmudgeon guy that's like, what is this TikTok and the kids and the music? Good gravy. Becca, my son was in the NICU, but he is 9 years old now. My son was in the NICU, and he's 3.5. Yeah. They are fighters, those NICU kids. They are fighters. Ashley says, thank you. It's a roller coaster. Seriously, Ashley. It is. And you will be better because of it. You are going to be stronger and weaker because of it. Working in news, we don't air the kindest news stories sometimes. And anytime there's a good or a bad story about a NICU, I flip and cry at work. And I'm not even kidding with you. I cry because I can't handle it. The NICU experience has changed the very fabric of who I am. And don't tell anybody, but I'm a softie. Like, I have a reputation, so don't. But especially the morning crew, because I feel like the morning crew at the station has seen me a lot more cry. It's just the way it goes. We hear those stories more in the mornings, but yeah. So anyway, yeah. I don't know, seeing my baby with a PICC line is one of those things you just never forget. Let's see here. Wait until you are much older. Yeah. When is it going to be in the 50s and 60s? We're going to get there. So there are some interesting adjustments in the long range forecast. We'll look at that. We'll look at the models and see how they compare, okay? My baby was now 13 to the doctors yesterday, and he is now as tall as me, 5.5. Wow, NICU baby as well. So Tina, you had a 35 weeker. Yeah. Sonia says, I'm 39 and I love watching TikTok videos. See, I'm 37 going on like 89. I'm just a curmudge. What am I going to do? I'm just a curmudge. All right. Let's look at the long range stuff, okay? Give me a second to hit that button, and that button. Okay. All right. So we use two types of long range forecasts. The LRC, which we can really use from about December to September. October and November are the only blind spots in the LRC because that's when the new LRC cycle starts over. And as is such, we're in the blind spot right now. So what we have to do during that timeline is we have to use the BSR. It stands for the Bering Strait Rule or the Bering Sea Rule. And what it is what you're looking at is an actual surface map of the Bering Strait or the Bering Sea. And I've put the United States over it. And the idea here is it's a teleconnection of sorts. You can look for hints there that translate a couple of weeks later here. It's not perfect. Nothing in weather is perfect. But it gives you a decent idea. Case in point, and I mentioned this earlier, what did I put in for tomorrow? And I really could have put it in for today, but what did I put in for tomorrow? Warm up. G. Williker, okay? Yeah. So that said, let's look and see what else is there. And we've talked about quite a few of these things. All right. So what you're looking at there, that's a little front in the area. That is a week from today. So that is October 28th. So we did make note in October 28th on my calendar. October 28th, I wrote early cool front. I added that October 11th. So I added that 10 days ago. All right. All right, so added that 10 days ago, little cold front moving through just before Halloween. Now, the thing that's interesting is that going to just drop humidity a little bit, or is it going to actually do something? We'll have to kind of play it out and see how it plays out, right? Let's see here, comments. Susan says, my son was in the NICU. He was there over a month. It was a close one, but he is 6'4" and nearly 30. Hang in, things work out. I love chatting about all of these wonderful NICU stories. I do. It changed me for forever. Yeah. Tracy says, ooh, are we not going to be sweaty for Halloween? What if I told you we might be another kind of wet, though? Like, would that make you a little cringy? What if it's a little rainy? I don't know. All right, so there's a front around the 28th, okay? As that moves out and high pressure builds in, we start watching that. And that is an interesting scenario. So that's 12Z on October. That's the 30th into the 31st. Okay, so that's Saturday. That's Saturday the 30th of October. Stationary front over us. Okay, stationary front. And then as it finally starts moving out, a little storm system does its thing. But then at the same time, you've got a little storm system playing out over the Gulf. So depending on timing, now that's 12Z on the... That's the morning of Halloween. Hopefully, we'll be able to clear that front out. So my forecast right now for Halloween, first call for Halloween, is rain moving out. Okay, rain moving out and clearing conditions. Let's hope that that plays out timing-wise. We're tracking a storm system, but for now, it looks like that storm system will be moving out. Now, that said, before we dive much deeper, give me a few seconds. I want to just dial up precipitation. Let me come over here. Precipitation, positive reflectivity. Let me dial you up. All right. So, this is a look at the GFS computer forecast model. And why did I pull this up? Because I just want to look through and see. I'll bring it full screen for you. All right, so there's full screen. And what we're looking for is just kind of like areas of moisture. All right, so there's the 26th, little storm system developing out east of us. There's that cold front on the 28th. All right, so rain's moving into our area around the 28th. Okay, perfect. If I go into states and if I hit Florida, yeah, that plays it out all right in our area. At least you can kind of see it. All right, so there we are. So that's the GFS for Thursday, October 28th, and that's kind of playing out exactly what we had discussed. In other words, I put in there the 28th, a cold front. I put that in there October 11th. So we called that 20 days prior, 11th, 21st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th. So 17 days earlier we called for that to the day. Tell me the BSR isn't amazing. Front clearing, all right, 29th, 30th. Now, the model's not really picking up on that secondary front for Halloween itself. Yeah, I'm just going back in runs. Now, this run, if we go back, this is 2 runs ago. There's that next front kind of stalling out. That's Saturday the 30th. And then by Sunday morning, Halloween, it's moving south. The models have kind of backed off on that. The current forecast thinking is that it will not be there. But that's definitely going to be something interesting to watch for us, right? So again, going back over to the BSR. Let me just back this up just a notch. So there's that front on the 28th. Hold on a second. I went too far back. There's that front on the 28th. As it clears out, high pressure builds in and we're looking good. But then we get another front, albeit weaker, on Saturday the 30th into the 31st. It may not be a big deal. It may be that the 28th one comes through and we get a nice setup. So for right now, things are looking nice and not necessarily boiling hot for Thanksgiving, for Halloween. Now that is valid. Let me just eyeball the upper levels for a second. So that's kind of the upper level pattern. All right, so that's Halloween, upper pattern. Not hot, not cool, okay? So the upper pattern is not showing hot, it's just not showing cool. So, you know, nice comfortable Halloween is kind of what we're looking at right now, all right? All right, let's go back to the surface and see what's doing further from there. All right, looking good, looking good. High pressure, looking good. Warm up alert. That's 12Z. That's November 2nd. Warming up. That's election day. Let me just add warm up. And that's the 2nd, and it's added the 21st. I could have added it earlier, but we'll just go with the 21st. All right, adding in warm up for November 2nd. Storm system thereafter, which is already in. We put that in on the 20th. So yesterday we put that storm system in there. Cold front moving through. And then at this point we start watching the tropics. Hold on a second. Yeah, we're watching the tropics. You see that off the coast of Texas and Louisiana. That's our first indicator of something for a while. Tropics heading toward like the Panhandle and the Big Bend, and that could be a Florida influence. So my friends, I'm telling you right now, November 4th, we need to be on alert watching the Gulf of Mexico. Okay, we still have plenty of time, but that's a timeline that we're going to be needing to watch. Okay, let me get to some of these comments here. Comments. That's our next tropical thing that the long-range techniques are showing. Let's see here. Is it too early to ask what the weather will be like November 13th, 14th? It's the weekend of the Orlando Maker Faire. We're going as far out as we can. I'm almost there. We're getting there. But yeah, as you can very clearly see, so that's, again, timeline November 4th, watching the Gulf of Mexico. When something happens out that direction around November 4th, I want you to remember we talked about it. If it doesn't happen, okay. But there'll probably be a storm system in that vicinity. All right, let's continue on. Now that's going to be a... And then we talked about that there, right there. Texas, Oklahoma, that's going to be a big storm system in the deep south. Around November 7th, around November 6th, November 7th, we're going to be warming up, probably getting a little stormy-ish, but that low in the top left part of your screen, that's going to be a nasty setup for our friends in the Deep South. Could even be one of those severe weather type threats for them. And then nice and turning cooler thereafter, and that's... And then we watch another Texas storm system moving in. Now that's going to be an interesting one there. That's the 20... November 8th into the 9th. I've already put the cold front in there. We added that on October 18th. Put another cold front in there. I'm going to actually change it from cold front to cold front storm system. All right. That's as far out as that goes, and then from there, let's just add, stuff clears out, and then another big... So it does look like once we get into November, the cold front, like there's another decent storm system at the very top left of your screen, and then afterward, of course, we're going to be getting a decent cold front moving in. So we're starting to see the pattern absolutely changing. Yeah. Hopefully we're done with the 90s, Rhoda says. Buddy, for your sake, I certainly hope so as well. You know, the indicators are starting to be there for sure. The indicators are definitely starting to be there for sure. So we do have some interesting little features. So let's do this. Let's come over here. Turn you off. Come back here. Come over here. We haven't done this in a minute, so let's just do this. We haven't updated our long-range forecast in a minute. All right. Give me a minute. We'll update this. All right, long range. So let's hit today. So we've got the warm-up right now. I don't need to list that. We've got the Saturday, the 24th, Gulf storm system / front. We're getting some moisture from that. Don't need to add that. It's not going to clear us, but there is that front. The 28th, we are going to put that. Give me a minute. This is our long-range graphic. All right, and I'm not, that 28th, I haven't changed it since we first called that 28th front. We called that on October 11th. And then again, the 31st. Front storm system. November 2nd. Okay. All right. And then November 4th, I'm going to add one more bar. Bear with me, my friends. I just want to add one more bar. Not that we're going to use it all the time, but I do want the ability to do it. Bear with me. I'm sorry. I know that this is into the weeds, a little more than normally I'm sure you would like, but here we are. It's my coffee talk, so I can do what I want. All right, and then November 4th, tracking the tropics, Gulf. All right. So this is the kind of first shot for now at our long-range stuff. All right, so this is what we're looking at for now, okay? So we've got that October 28th cool front. October 31st, cool front, storm system, kind of something in that vicinity. Then we start warming up November 2nd ahead of, you know what, warm up / front. Hold on. Sorry, one more tweak. One more tweak. Okay, done. These are just kind of the things we're eyeballing. And then November 4th, I think that there may be something out in the Gulf of Mexico that we'll have to watch. Models haven't really picked up on it, but that's kind of where we're at. All right? Any questions, comments, concerns? Graphical sausage making at its best. Yeah, that's exactly right. This is the stuff that happens when you're not, you know, when we're doing Wesh 2 News at the office. This is the stuff that we're doing, and you just don't see it. Anybody have any questions, comments, concerns? I don't mean to be a putz about it, but you know, want to give you that long range idea as best as we can. So the question, though, the biggest question is that October 31st storm system / cool front. Does that play into anything? Does that play into anything regarding Halloween forecast? Certainly, I would like us to have a nice Halloween forecast. We'll just have to kind of wait and see how that plays out. Yeah, Eli, more storms. So the LRC is indicating something out in the Gulf of Mexico around November 4th. Let's just look real quick. I know I'm running long today, but it's the way it goes sometimes. The LRC is not really showing, or excuse me, the computer models are not really showing anything out that way. Let's just review this together. High pressure, there's high pressure. You can see the blues up north of us. That's the 27th, that's the 28th. That's that storm system cold front that we were just talking about. That's the 28th. There's a cold front. Look at what we've got. Long range forecast, the 28th. We've talked about it for many days now. After that, 29th, 30th, 31st. There's definitely something out there near like the Virgin Islands that it's picking up. That's October 31st. That's Halloween. Something picking up out there. High pressure building into the Gulf. And then high pressure kind of diminishing. But you can see nothing in the Gulf for now. Let's just look back and see if there's any. Yeah, I mean, you can kind of see there's other little indicators of stuff around November 5th as we go back through model runs. Yeah, so there's indicators of things, but nothing is consistent. So we'll wait and see how it plays out. That's the way we do it, right? All right. We'll watch everything for you. Long-range forecasts are shots in the dark, but it's something. It's using a long-range tool to give us an idea about something. Hey, if it works out, great. If it doesn't, We just watch it. That's all. All right. Be the sunshine in someone else's day. Thank you so much for hanging out for Coffee Talk on a beautiful Thursday morning. I'm going to go over to Elise's house. We're going to finish the housing for my projection mapping thing. I'm hoping to get some projection mapping taken care of at my house a little bit later today. We'll see how it plays out.